Question for you.
Yes?
How do women judge other women?
Ooh, we're brutal.
How? Based on what?
Like their looks, the way they carry themselves, like if they're with another guy.
It's their looks primarily. That's why girls all day, y'all are scrolling Instagram, commenting on her body or her outfit. I think also, whenever you see a group of girls, the most attractive one is like 99% of the time, she's like the unofficial leader of the group.
Yeah, that's accurate.
But like you also said, it's based on the guy that she's dating. But what is it about that guy?
Well, I feel like we're all curious about like what he does for work, how much money he makes, just like his status.
Now, a much more important question for us is how do men judge other men? And part of it is based on the girl that he's dating, because if I meet a guy and he's got an ugly girlfriend, look, I don't mean to be a dick, but immediately I'm gonna see him as a lesser man, because this means that either he has low self-esteem and he doesn't think he can do any better, or he's so afraid of being alone that he settled for this girl. Like, every guy wants to date an attractive girl, and if he settled for something less than that, well, like, what's going on there? At the same time, I can meet a guy who's single with no women in his life and still have a very high opinion of him, because I think the number one thing we judge each other based on is how much shit we are getting done in our life. Like, you tell me, if you meet a guy and you find out that he runs his own businesses or that he's, partner at his law firm, how does that make you feel about him? You can't help but have respect for this guy, versus if you meet a guy who's got nothing going on in his life, well, you might like him, but you're still gonna kind of see him as a piece of shit. The same way that with women, the hottest girl of the group almost always becomes the leader, with men, 9 out of 10 times, the guy who's getting the most shit done, he's gonna become the de facto leader, and the other guys are gonna look up to him. And this is a fact of life that most sensitive men never fully accept. They get angry and upset with women because they're gold diggers and they want guys who have money. They tell themselves the story that, I don't care about making a lot of money in my life. That's superficial. People who are successful and have money, they're just superficial people. And of course, the beauty of life is that you can value whatever you want and you can have your own beliefs, but at least be real with yourself and understand that if you have an ugly girl or you don't have anything going for yourself in your life, other guys, they're not gonna take you as seriously, and neither are the women. Question for you.
Yeah.
Let's say there's a guy you're texting with, and you like this guy, you really want to see him.
Yeah.
But your week's pretty busy. Maybe you got a lot of work, or there's a friend in town. Are you gonna make time for him?
Maybe I'd just say that I'm busy. Tell him I'm busy.
Be real with us. You're excited to see this guy.
Okay. All right, then maybe I would fit him into my busy schedule.
Now, if the guy is pursuing you, but maybe you're not quite that sold on him,
Yeah.
maybe your week's not even that busy.
Yeah.
Are you always gonna meet up with them?
No. I'm definitely busy then.
What are you gonna tell it? What are you telling?
I have a busy week of work and I'd probably put it off. Unless I was really bored, and then maybe I would let it happen.
So it almost sounds like for some guys, women have a whole set of concrete rules that they have to live by. Like, I'm focusing on myself right now. I just got out of a relationship. I'm not dating. I'm taking some time. Or
Self-care,
I gotta prioritize my work, or I haven't seen my friends in a while. But then for other guys, the rules don't quite exist.
Yeah, I think definitely women bend the rules. If it's a super attractive guy that has his shit together, then you're definitely gonna be like, okay, maybe I was planning on being single for like X amount of time, but then I'll bend the rules for you because you're,
And that's a fact of life that most sensitive guys will never accept. And I used to think this way, man. I used to be like, damn, man, she was into me, just the timing wasn't right. She's just focusing on herself right now, man. I really believed that shit, because the alternative was accepting that this girl's not interested in me. She's not attracted to me. She rejected me. That's what happened. She rejected me. Y'all aren't gonna believe this, but last week I got an email from a guy who was into this girl, and this girl told him, hey, sorry, I'm actually interested in other girls, not guys. And he believed her for 2 years, right up until the point that he saw her dating another guy. And at that point, man, the reality hit him like a wall of fucking bricks. It takes a lot more balls just to accept the fact that you got rejected. It's not easy, but once you start accepting the rejection, well, now you have to actually look in the mirror and ask yourself, what can I do to become the type of guy that these women start breaking the rules for instead of making the rules for? Now, another fact of life is that if you look in the mirror and you notice that your skin is not looking healthy, that's gonna mess with your confidence. If you got some acne or some red skin, some oily skin going on, it's just gonna make you feel less attractive, and that's why I decided to partner with Tiege Hanley to be the sponsor of today's video. So basically, Tiege Hanley simplifies the process of taking care of your skin by providing you with all the products you need and nothing you don't.
Personally, I'd recommend you get started with their level 1 skincare system that has you covered with all the basics. You got your daily face wash, your morning moisturizer with sun protection, your evening moisturizer to use before bed, and also a twice per week exfoliating scrub to keep your skin fresh. And don't just take my word for it, they have over 7,000 5-star reviews from guys across the globe. And because T. Shanley is sponsoring today's video, you know that they're hooking it up. If you click that first link in the description, you're gonna get 30% off your first skincare system. Plus they're throwing in a free gift, and as a member, you're gonna get 20% off after that for life. And by the way, both of the free gifts you get to choose from are a $20 value on their own and a complete game changer. The silicone body scrubber or the face and nail grooming kit. Do not wait any longer. Click that first link in the description to get your skincare handled today.
All right, question for you. If one of your friends comes to you tonight and says, bro, I'm pissed off. I was supposed to have this date with this girl that I'm into, but then she flaked on me, man. What the hell? What are you gonna tell him? Well, every once in a while, you might actually give it to him straight and you might say, no shit, she flaked on you, bro. Because every girl that gives you even a little bit of attention, you just start simping for them and clinging on to them and texting them like crazy until they ghost you and push you away. Like, this shit's gonna keep happening unless you make some serious changes. You might say that every once in a while, right? But if we're being real, 9 out of 10 times, 99 out of 100 times even, we're gonna empathize with them because they're our friend and we want them to feel better. And we're gonna tell them, man, fuck that girl. She doesn't know what she's losing. You're the prize. You're better than this, bro. Move on and find a girl who actually values you. And guess what, bro? Everyone else is doing the exact same thing to you. When you go to a friend and you tell him, man, my boss sucks. I'm so sick of this job. Well, he's gonna tell you, fuck your boss. That job sucks, man. Let's hang out. What he really should be telling you is, bro, what are you doing? Why do you keep complaining to me about this job? Like, what are you actually gonna do to change this situation so you don't have to depend on this boss anymore? What's your plan, bro? This is another fact of life that sensitive men are too afraid to accept. People are telling you what you wanna hear. They're not telling you what's actually best for you. They're telling you what they think you wanna hear to feel more warm and cozy and all better in that moment. So what do? Well, there's two things. The first thing is to surround yourself with other men that are on the same path as you. Because now, it's like you guys are in the trenches together and they have permission to give it to you raw. That's why we created Beast Nation, so you can instantly find your brothers and have this accountability. And the second thing you gotta do is explicitly give other people permission to hurt your feelings. So rather than complaining about your dating life or your job, you start asking people, hey, from your perspective, what can I be doing differently here? And don't worry about hurting my feelings. Be brutally honest with me, man, because now you're actually going to get some valuable feedback, of course, assuming that you're actually asking someone who's ahead of where you're at. If you're asking some other guy who's equally hopeless with women, who's working an equally dead-end job, well, his opinion doesn't really mean shit. If you're looking for dating advice, then you want to ask someone who has the type of relationship that you want. If you're looking for career advice, then you want to talk to someone who's made the career move that you're looking to make. Or of course, if you're too sensitive, then just ignore this advice and keep listening to the people around you. They're going to make you feel better about yourself, bro. Keep doing that. Now, a lot of y'all are not going to want to hear this and you're not going to be happy when you hear this, but the fact of life is that right now, your problems are easy. Right now, if you're struggling to get momentum, you're struggling to meet more women, you're struggling to improve your body, those are simple problems with simple fucking solutions. You gotta just track your calories and lift weights consistently and your body's gonna improve. You just have to put yourself out there more often with women. When you see a girl you like, you just have to ask her, hey, you wanna hang out sometime? Then set up the date, then ask her back to your place. Easy. The more progress you make in life, the harder the problems get. It's a lot harder to meet a girl who's attractive and she has options with other guys and to craft a healthy relationship with her with strong boundaries. That's very difficult versus, setting up a Bumble date tomorrow and getting laid. That's simple shit. I'm 34 years old now, and if I was to magically trade places with 24-year-old David, he would not be able to manage my current life. He would crumble under the pressure of managing, multiple businesses, building up this YouTube channel, having a relationship with his wife that he had to manage. He wouldn't be able to deal with this shit, man. And I'm not saying this to be like, oh, look at me, my problems are so difficult. I'm saying this because I know so many of you have your sights set high. You want to accomplish a lot in life. You want to become that top 1% man. And in order to get there, you got to get out of your own fucking way. If you're struggling to stay consistent in the gym, you got to take a look in the mirror and be like, what the fuck am I doing? These steps are so simple, and yet I'm not able to stick to them. You can't keep looking at your dating life like it's this impossible problem to solve. It's time just to get to fucking work and start doing the steps. Now, the good news is that as you level up, you start to build momentum. right? Because I've cut out so many of the bad habits in my life. I've built so many healthy habits that when I wake up now, I just operate every day. I don't have to push myself to operate. I've now have this network of other, high value men, if you want to call it that. And that allows me to get very valuable feedback very quickly. Or if I need to hire a certain, type of person for my business, I can just call someone and quickly get a recommendation. Like the more that you grow, the more that you build your assets. Yourself is an asset. The people around you is also an asset. Your habits are an asset. But if you can't get out of your way right now, none of this shit even matters. So just take this as a reminder to take the next fucking step. You probably know what it is. You maybe been making excuses. This is your sign. Take that step and keep fucking moving forward. Now look, if you're serious about getting to the next level, then you need to watch this video next. It's about 4 things that silently ruin a man's life. If you're not aware and prepared for these things, you're gonna be fucked. So click there to watch that now. Click down there to subscribe, as I release 2 new videos every single week. You don't wanna miss them. I'll talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.